She told him to stay away, but he was already closer than she knew. Alina Hayes believed the night was hers, quiet and unbroken, as she wrapped herself in a soft blanket on her balcony. The city stretched below her like a sea of tiny, indifferent lights, each one flickering and moving in its own rhythm. She sipped her tea slowly, enjoying the calm she felt was hers alone. Then her phone buzzed sharply beside her, breaking the illusion of safety. An unknown number flashed on the screen. Curiosity nudged her and she answered, "Hello!" Her voice was firm, though her pulse had quickened. A silence answered, then a slow, measured breath. Deep, controlled, dominating, though she didn't yet know it. "Who are you?" the voice finally asked, low and deliberate. Elena's brows drew together. "Excuse me? You called me?" "I didn't call," the voice said evenly. "People call me." She rolled her eyes. "Okay, Mr. Mystery. Wrong number. Goodbye." She hung up, expecting the moment to be over. But the phone vibrated again instantly. Same number. A message appeared. "You don't get to hang up on me." Her heart skipped. She typed quickly, almost laughing to mask her nerves. "Watch me." Blocked. She tossed the phone aside, convinced the danger was imaginary. Somewhere across the city, in a high-rise office shielded by walls of steel and glass, a man with sharp eyes and a calm, dangerous smile leaned back in his leather chair. His name was Dominic Viero, a man no one dared oppose, a man who never let anything or anyone slip through his fingers. And yet here she was, blocking him, challenging him. He studied her through the network of intelligence his empire had built, and a slow, almost amused smile curved his lips. "Interesting," he whispered to himself. A guard nearby stiffened. "Shall I?" "No," Dominic said, voice soft but edged with ice. "Just find her. Make sure she doesn't disappear." Yet Alina had no idea the line she had crossed. She thought she had rejected him, but in his world, rejection was never the end. It was only the beginning. He didn't wait for her to come to him. He was already watching. Alina didn't know it yet, but her life had quietly shifted on its axis. The city's lights no longer felt comforting. Shadows now seemed to linger longer, following her movements. She thought she had made a simple mistake. A blocked call, a casual dismissal, but someone powerful had noticed her. She tried to shake off the unease, convincing herself it was only paranoia. Yet every instinct in her body whispered that tonight something had changed. Hours later, she stepped out to get some air, the cool night brushing against her face. From across the street, a black car passed slowly, too slow to be coincidence. She froze, heart hammering, scanning the quiet street. Another car joined the first, their presence deliberate. Cold realization sank in. She was being watched. Her pulse raced as she hurried back inside, locking the door behind her, double-checking the windows. She couldn't shake the feeling that eyes were tracing her every move. Then, her phone buzzed again. Same unknown number. She hesitated, fingers hovering over the screen, knowing better than to answer, but curiosity, reckless and dangerous, won. "Why are you following me?" she typed, hands trembling. The reply was instantaneous. "I'm not following, I'm waiting." Elena's breath caught. Every rational thought screamed for her to delete the message, turn off the phone, disappear into her apartment. Yet part of her annoying, infuriating, foolish part wanted to see who he really was. Dominic, sitting in his office miles away, watched as her reaction unfolded through the screens of his network. Every flicker of fear, every moment of hesitation, every heartbeat he imagined echoed in his mind. He didn't move. He let her stew. Let her realize just how delicate her illusion of safety had been. "She's more interesting than I thought," he muttered. His men waited in the shadows, ready to act at his command, but Dominic didn't give it. Not yet. He wanted the tension to build, the fear to grow, the inevitable pull to begin naturally. Somewhere in her apartment, Alina still thought she could resist him. The next morning, she realized her mistake could cost her more than she imagined. Alina woke to the soft hum of the city outside, trying to convince herself last night had been nothing more than a strange encounter. She poured coffee and sat by the window, staring at the street below. Everything seemed normal, yet something felt off. Her phone buzzed again, same unknown number. Her hands tightened around the cup as she read the message, "Step outside." Panic and anger mixed in her chest. She wanted to delete it, throw the phone across the room, but curiosity, reckless kind, kept her from moving. The street outside was empty, quiet, at least she thought it was. Moments later, black cars rolled slowly past her building, their presence undeniable. The windows reflected the sleek, dark vehicles, each one perfectly aligned as if patrolling. She swallowed hard, heart pounding, and realized she was trapped between fear and fascination. Somewhere in the city, Dominic leaned back in his chair, observing her. He had orchestrated the subtle display, ensuring she understood that she was never truly safe. And yet, the fear in her eyes thrilled him more than any luxury, any deal, any victory he had ever achieved. "She's already learning," he murmured. His fingers tapped the table lightly, thinking ahead. "Soon, she'll know how close I am. She'll want it even more." Alina's phone buzzed again. This time, a photo appeared, a shot of her apartment entrance from across the street. Every detail clear, every window visible, and a single line, "I see you." She dropped the phone, her pulse racing. It wasn't just a warning, it was a declaration. The city felt smaller now, every shadow suspicious, every sound threatening. She had stepped into a world she didn't understand, and the man behind it all had no intention of letting her leave. By evening, she realized ignoring him was no longer an option. Lena paced inside her apartment, heart hammering, mind racing. Every sound outside, cars' footsteps, distant voices made her jump. She felt trapped in a world she didn't understand, a world where one man's attention could turn ordinary life into danger. She had thought ignoring him would end it, but that thought now seemed laughably naive. Her phone buzzed again, same number. This time, a short message. "Open your door." Her fingers froze over the screen. She wanted to delete it, to throw it away, to pretend it didn't exist, but a shiver ran down her spine, thrilling and terrifying all at once. She realized that curiosity was a dangerous ally, but it had taken hold anyway. Outside, black cars remained parked in the shadows, their presence impossible to ignore. Alina felt exposed, vulnerable, and yet a strange heat pulsed in her chest. Fear and fascination warred within her, and she hated herself for feeling both so strongly. Dominic, watching from afar, allowed a slow smile to creep onto his face. He didn't force her to move. He didn't knock, didn't appear. He let her feel the weight of his presence, the inevitability of his attention. Every heartbeat she felt was a heartbeat he claimed. "She's learning," he whispered. Every moment of fear, every glance at the street, it's hers now. And soon, she begged to understand why she can't resist me. Elena's gaze drifted to the window, to the shadowed street below. She knew she had entered a game she could not control.
Dan.
The man orchestrating it was unlike anyone she had ever met. Powerful, patient, and utterly dangerous. She realized too late that distance wouldn't protect her. Alina tried to convince herself to ignore the cars outside, the messages, the feeling that someone was always watching. She moved around her apartment, closing curtains, double-locking doors, even checking the peephole repeatedly. Yet no matter what she did, a chill ran down her spine every time she heard the faintest sound from the street. Her phone buzzed once again. Same unknown number. This time, a single line appeared. "I know your every move." Her breath caught, her hands shook. Part of her wanted to scream, to throw the phone across the room, but another part, a part she barely admitted to herself, felt alive in a way she had never known. The danger, the obsession, the unseen presence, it was intoxicating. Dominic watched from afar, his eyes dark, calculating, filled with hunger that went beyond simple desire. He had orchestrated every movement, every shadow, every thrill just to see her reaction, and she had delivered exactly what he wanted. "She's mine," he whispered, almost to himself, a possessive edge cutting through his voice, not yet in body. But in mind and heartbeat, in every moment she thinks she's alone, Elena's phone buzzed again. Another photo. Another proof that he was closer than she could imagine. She realized then that ignoring him, running from him, pretending to be safe, it was impossible. Somewhere deep inside, fear and fascination collided. She hated herself for it, but she couldn't stop the flutter in her chest. The undeniable pull she felt toward the man who had made her world suddenly smaller, darker, and infinitely more thrilling. He didn't need her to answer, he only needed her to feel him. Alina couldn't stop thinking about the messages, the photos, the black cars lurking outside. Every moment alone felt heavy, suffocating, as if invisible eyes followed her every move. She tried to focus on mundane things, tea, books, even music, but nothing worked. His presence, though unseen, filled the space around her like a shadow that refused to leave. Her phone buzzed again, same number. She hesitated before picking it up. A new message appeared. "Step outside. I'm waiting." Fear and irritation surged together. How could someone command so much attention without being physically there? She wanted to delete the message. She wanted to refuse. She wanted to ignore him completely. But another part of her, a part that confused and frustrated her, felt a strange thrill at the thought of his waiting, watching, orchestrating her every move.
How much?
Dominic leaned back in his office chair, eyes dark and gleaming, watching her reaction through the tools he had put in place. He didn't move. He didn't call. He simply let her stew in her own mix of fear, curiosity, and desire. Every second of uncertainty was a claim he made on her. "She's learning," he whispered, almost reverently. "She feels the danger, the tension, and that's when the pull begins. When she thinks she's resisting, she's already mine." Elena's gaze moved toward the window again. She knew now she was in a game far beyond her control. A game dominated by a man who didn't just want her attention. He wanted her mind, her fear, her fascination. And the deeper she fell into the realization, the more she couldn't help but feel alive. She realized she couldn't escape him even if she wanted to. Alina sat on her bed, phone clutched in her hand, heart racing. The black cars outside hadn't moved all day, and each shadow on the street felt like a living thing. Her apartment, once her sanctuary, now felt like a cage. Every sound, Every distant footstep, every whisper of wind against the glass made her jump. She wanted to scream, to run, to hide.
Oh.
But she also wanted to understand why her pulse raced at the thought of him. Another message appeared. Come downstairs now. Her breath hitched. She wanted to refuse. She wanted to resist. But fear and something more dangerous, a thrill she couldn't name, made her legs move toward the door. She peeked through the peephole and saw nothing except the unmistakable gleam of black cars parked silently, perfectly aligned. Dominic watched from a distance, his dark eyes tracking every step she took. He didn't need to push her. He only needed to let her realize she had nowhere to run. Every beat of her heart, every tremor of fear and curiosity was proof that she was already caught. She's beginning to understand, he murmured, almost to himself. Fear, fascination, she feels it all, and she can't resist it. Not yet, but soon. Soon, she'll be ready. Alina opened her door, hands shaking, and stepped into the hallway. Every shadow felt alive, every echo of her movement magnified. She knew then that this man, this presence, wasn't just watching her life, he had entered it completely. And as much as she wanted to deny it, a part of her wanted him to be there. She realized in that moment that resistance was impossible. Elena's legs trembled as she stepped into the dimly lit hallway. Now the sound of her own heartbeat thundered in her ears, mixing with the faint hum of the city outside. The black cars were still there, silent and patient. A reminder that she was no longer alone, and that she had never truly been free. Every instinct screamed at her to turn back, to hide, to escape, but she couldn't. A shadow moved at the end of the hallway, tall, commanding, impossible to ignore. Dominic stood there, calm, his eyes dark and intense, fixed on her with an ownership that made her chest tighten. He didn't smile. He didn't speak. He simply watched, and in that silence, she felt the weight of him, the pull of a man who controlled everything and wanted her above all else. I told you to stay away, she whispered, voice small yet defiant. No, he said softly, stepping closer, each movement deliberate, calculated, and yet, here you are. Her fear mingled with something darker, something thrilling, something she couldn't name. She wanted to run, but she also wanted to feel every inch of his control, every moment of his presence. Dominic stopped a few feet away, close enough that she could feel the intensity radiating from him, but far enough to make her ache for more. You tried to resist me, he murmured, almost to himself, but resistance is meaningless. Elena's chest tightened. She had never felt this alive, this exposed, this exhilarated. Every fear, every heartbeat, every tremor was claimed by him, possessed by him, owned in a way that terrified and thrilled her simultaneously. You're insane, she whispered, half in fear, half in awe. He smiled faintly, darkly, dangerously perhaps. But now you understand. I always get what I want. And in that moment, Alina understood that her life had changed forever. The man she had tried to reject had already woven himself into her existence. She could fight, she could run, but he would always find her, always claim her. And she, against every instinct, realized she wanted him to. The world outside continued its indifferent hum, but inside that hallway, nothing else existed. Only her. Only him. Only the inevitability of what had begun and what was only just beginning.